Why is Pascal's wager a logical fallacy? Imagine betting your entire future on a coin flip with an infinite reward if you win and a terrible punishment if you lose. Sounds risky, right? Well, that's kind of what Pascal's wager suggests about believing in God. It claims it's smarter to believe because if God exists, you get heaven forever, and if not, you only lose some time or comfort. But here's the thing. This idea is actually a logical fallacy. It relies on flawed reasoning about belief, probability, and outcomes instead of solid evidence. First, Pascal's wager assumes only two options. Either the Christian God exists or no God exists. But the world is full of many religions with different gods and rules. Some religions promise heaven, others threaten hell, and some have no afterlife at all. So, the wager ignores all these other possibilities. It's like betting on one horse in a race that has dozens of contenders. This oversimplification makes the wager unreliable because it doesn't consider the many gods or beliefs that could be out there. Second, it treats belief as a simple choice based on what's most beneficial. But real belief isn't just a decision you make like choosing a snack. It's based on evidence, conviction, and personal experience. Deciding to believe just because it might pay off doesn't mean you actually believe. It's like pretending to be happy just because you think it will make you feel better. Genuine belief comes from evidence, not from trying to maximize rewards or avoid punishments. Third, the idea of infinite reward creates a problem. If there's even a tiny chance that believing in God will lead to heaven, the expected value becomes infinite. That sounds appealing, but it's also irrational. It means you should believe in anything with an infinite payoff, no matter how absurd or unsupported it is. This leads to crazy conclusions, like believing in fictional claims just because they promise eternal happiness. It's like saying, if a fairy godmother promises you $1 million, you should believe in her even if she's clearly made up. Fourth, Pascal's wager ignores the real costs of belief. Believing in a religion can involve giving up things like time, money, personal freedom, and emotional comfort. These finite costs matter because they affect your life today. The wager only focuses on the infinite future, but ignoring the finite costs makes the argument incomplete. Plus, disbelief might have finite benefits, like freedom from certain restrictions or skepticism about unproven claims. Finally, the wager uses a faulty way of calculating utility. It assumes that infinite rewards outweigh any finite losses, but that's not how rational decision-making works. If you accept the wager's logic, you might be forced to believe in any claim with an infinite payoff, even if it's clearly false or contradictory. That's not rational because it encourages believing things without evidence just because they seem to have a huge reward. From an atheist or secular point of view, Pascal's wager is seen as a way to justify belief based on fear or hope rather than evidence. It treats faith like a gamble rather than a conclusion based on facts. The real question isn't what's the biggest possible reward, but whether there's credible evidence for God's existence. Relying on a bet like this sidesteps that question entirely. Understanding why Pascal's wager is a fallacy helps us see that belief should come from reason and evidence, not from trying to avoid infinite punishment or chase infinite rewards. It's a reminder to focus on critical thinking and honest evaluation of claims instead of making decisions based on hypothetical outcomes. In the end, this approach encourages us to question and examine religious arguments carefully rather than accept them as logical or rational.